Hey guys, what is up? Spectre here with another casual Friday. I haven't done this in a while. Yeah. I'm alive. I'm here. What's up? How you guys doing? Playing some Life is Strange. Being an edgy, moody emo teen for a bit. And I thought I'd tell you guys a story. My Life is Strange story. I have, if you're familiar at all with this game, which I mean, if you click this, you probably are. You know, one of the main characters is Chloe Price. Well, growing up, I was a cool, edgy emo teen, hating the world, listening to My Chemical Romance, wearing my hoodie like that, walking on train tracks in my spare time. God, I wish I was joking about all that. Anyway, my best friend's name was Chloe in high school. We were the two fucking edgy kids who hated everything. It was fun. And I had sort of a night at one point doing all this dumb stuff, flipping off signs and such. I don't get why she did that. Anyway, what year was this? I think this was my junior year. I had just left prep school to go to my local public school because I hated my prep school and all my friends were in the local public school. And I was super happy because my best friend Chloe was there and all my best friends from when I was younger. And what are these gentlemen doing over here? Oh, they're having an argument. I was just happy to be going to public school. So I was going to public school now. I had a job at like this local restaurant that I absolutely hated. And to keep me from spending my money in stupid ways, I mean, that was the excuse. I never saw my money ever again. But my parents would take my money, my dad specifically. At the end of the day, I got paid off the books, right? So I got paid every night, and I got paid like barely minimum wage because it was off the books, and I couldn't really complain to anyone. So I'd hand him my money every night. So that part of the story is important. So one day, my friend Chloe, my best friend, who I also had like a huge crush on in high school, was like, let's go to the mall tonight. And I was one of those kids where, I don't know any other Hispanic kids who watch my videos, but you know, during the week you're not allowed to go out. It's just like, if you lived in a strict Spanish household, it's like if you go out more than once a week, your parents, you know, will say like, what, do you live in the streets now or something, like, and they'll say it in Spanish, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's just, going out is like, you have to have signed notice like a month in advance for asking your parents permission to go out. So I couldn't just go to the mall that night, but I really liked her and I wanted to go, and I was kind of sick of my like boring ass life where I just went to school, went to a job I hated, and then went home to like do homework in 2 hours so that I could go to bed to get up for school the next day. Like I was tired of it, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a white kid for once and I'm gonna sneak out of my house. I didn't sneak out of my house, but like I snuck out of my job technically. So I told my dad I was going to work, right? And I took my work clothes and everything. I like went home after school to pick up my work clothes and go to work. And I had like, I forgot how much I took home every night. It was like a little less than like $40. I worked like 3-4 hours a night. Like, it wasn't anything ridiculous, but it was like $30-40. So I had that set aside. So I was like, all right, so I'm gonna pretend I go to work and I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna slam the money down. No questions asked, right? It looks like I went to work. I came home, I got my clothes, put the money down on the table. It looks like I went to work. So I meet up with my friend Chloe on the other side of town, and it's like, all right, let's go to the mall. So we start walking to the bus, and you know, everything's cool. We're listening to music. I'm like super happy because I'm with this girl that I have a huge crush on, and like everything's fine. And I'm just happy. I'm doing something like different for once. And it's fun. And we go to like the bus stop was kind of far from our house, so we take like the shortcut where we have to like hop a fence and shit. I ripped my jeans on like the inside, like the inseam, like on my thigh, and I just didn't give a fuck. Like, we were just, it was it's like the drawback of skinny jeans is you can't do anything in them. So yeah, my fucking stupid emo kid skinny jeans ripped on the on the fence, and I didn't give a fuck. Whatever. I just dealt with it. So we get on the bus. We're listening to music. We're having a cool time. I'm like kind of shocked that I'm able to do this, or that I'm doing this, and she's surprised that I'm doing this because I told her I snuck out in order to do this, and everything's cool. And we go to the mall, and it's just like I'm sorry, 1 second, but the writing in this is so cringy. I love Life is Strange, but the dialogue goes from cringy to like really good to cringy in like 2 seconds, and I just I can't. Anyway, and I love how hardcore he looks. He looks like he's gonna go to a fucking show to like. He looks like he's the guy at the concert that stands exactly like that in the middle of the crowd and doesn't do anything, and just makes fun of all like the opening acts. And then once like the main act comes on, he just talks about how he only likes their EP and that this band has sold out and all their new stuff is trash. And then he stands there exactly like that while they play all their new songs. But anyway, so we get to the mall, and there's a couple stops we have to make, of course. And you think for those of you who don't know me personally, you think I'm exaggerating with all these emo kid jokes. I was a total stereotype in high school. So our stops at the mall were Zoomies, Journeys, Hot Topic, Tilly's, because that still existed at the time, and Spencer's. Because yeah, I was trash. I was garbage. So yeah, so we did all those things. We're like chilling outside at one point where all like the 12-year-olds would sit out there smoking and think it was cool. I wasn't 12. I was like, I don't know. I was a junior in high school. So I was like 16, 17. But like all the like 12-year-old like emo kids who wanted to pretend like they were one of the older kids would always be sitting out there smoking and shit. And all the older kids would be bumming cigarettes off them. It was really stupid and funny. But we're sitting out there, and I'm like, I was a straight edge kid in high school, not out of any like on any moral ground that I didn't do drugs or anything for the most part. It was just, again, I lived in a strict Spanish household. I would have gotten caught and then murdered. So I didn't really smoke, but she did. So I'm like sitting there hanging out with her, and it was Chloe's mission in high school to get me to smoke. She wanted to see me smoke, and it was like all those shitty, I don't know if you remember like those Dare program things. It was like a promo for that. It was really dumb, but it was like her mission to get me to smoke. So, and she knew that I liked her as well, so she sat on my lap and acted like she was gonna give me a kiss, but she blew smoke into my mouth, like a devil's kiss sort of thing. But I wasn't trying to smoke. And this part of the story is also very important for later. So, still didn't smoke though. See, kids? See? Don't let the Dare lion, was it a lion, was the mascot? Don't let him down. So we did that, and we hang out at the mall. I buy a couple of things, stupid band shirts. She doesn't usually like people. And it was a fun time. It was really cool, right? Everything was great. It was like a stupid movie. Like, this is the part where there'd be like a montage with really fun music, and like yeah, it was like the fun part of the night, right? A little bit of foreshadowing there. So yeah, I really want this damn shirt. So speaking of stupid band shirts, so we have fun and everything, and we're like hanging out. We leave eventually because you can only do so much at the mall. Shout out to Garden State Plaza in New Jersey. And we go to leave. We like ride the bus together. Everything's cool. She's like leaning on my shoulder. We're listening to music. It's cool, right? Everything's fine in Alan's world. Everything is fun. Oh, wait, can I still grab this shirt from the back of the trunk? I can. Taking that shit. I'm playing in collector's mode, so there's no consequences in this mofo. So everything's cool. I walk her home, and screw it. Let's steal the money. I'm playing in collector's mode. This will not have consequences. Stupid all-seeing eye thing trying to warn me. So. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Another thing here. That's cool. There's a bong. It's funny. Actually, I think this is the same bong that winds up in her room later. But anyway, or everyone just has the same one in this game. But the writing that's on the walls in this game is terrible. Like, it was okay in Life is Strange, the original season, but it looks like they went on. Let's find. I think it's here. Like, it looks like they went on Tumblr and stole text posts from like 2014. We're the kids that your parents warned you about. I specifically remember that Tumblr post. It's like a picture of a girl like jumping over a fence. If this is bad, wait till you see what the government is hiding. Like, I remember that post. Don't touch my soul with your dirty hands. Like, yeah. Popularity is for mediocre people. Like, I really just want to run away and never look back at the people I've known. Like, that sounds like a pop punk lyric. Like, it's just like a really bad one. It's just ridiculous. I just really wanted to point that out. That's something that they need to do better, because it just screams angsty teen in an annoying sort of way. And I'm like looking for more dumb shit written on the wall. Destroy what destroys you. Speak the truth even if your voice shakes. Like, what? Why? I just... Hard fuck core? That's, like, hard fucking core? Like, that would make more sense, but whatever. So, yeah. It's just... This graffiti is just really not that great. Let's talk to Frank, who's so stoned. I love his voice in this because it's really obviously like done and like really badly done. There's just certain things about Life is Strange that are bad, but they're enjoyable, I guess, in the way like a B movie is. But anyway, back to Alan's story. I'm sorry I keep meandering. Oh, hey, look, it's Rachel Lambert. So yeah, everything's cool. I walk her home, and I walk home, listen to music, high on life. And I live in like the suburbs, so it's like really Life is Strangey up in that bitch. Just walking like through the streets, everything's dark, everything's closed because it's the suburbs, and it's like 8:30 at night. Actually, no, it was later than this because I specifically had to stay out later because I had to pretend I was at work.
So where's my pot?
I'm sorry, it was like a loud ass siren 2 seconds ago, so I had to mute myself. But oh man, he's like, I'm not a good guy, man. I sell drugs to kids. So I'm walking home, listening to music. Everything is cool and fine. So I get home and slam the money on the table. Alan is so clever. Alan is the smartest teenager in the world. He thought of everything. Right? Right, guys? You know when you feel that way in like in high school where is this concert? That's so, see, to me, like, they cut to the concert, like, when I was just talking to Frank, it cuts to this sort of view. But how? Like, who was looking that way? Like, Chloe, when it cuts, is kind of like she turns this way, leading you to believe that around the corner here is where the concert should be, but it's actually over here. So that's a really weird cut. But anyway, skeevy guys, oh man, don't want to talk to them. So yeah, so I'm thinking I'm the smartest teenager on the planet. I totally figured out how to get one over on my dad. All right. So I put the money down, and I go to walk upstairs because I smell like cigarette smoke because of what I said earlier. And there was a bar at the restaurant that I worked at the time, so that was like my prepared excuse. But if you got close enough to me, I really smelled like cigarettes because of my best friend. So yeah, I wanted to get upstairs and change my clothes. So as I'm walking up the stairs, my dad walks into the hallway and goes, "How was work today?" A normal question. And I'm the smartest teenager in the world, so I know just how to answer. "Oh, it was busy, but it wasn't too bad." And so I turn, and I think that I have gotten away with everything, because Alan's the smartest teenager in the world. You don't get away with things in a Spanish household that's strict like the one that I grew up in. So my father says, "Oh, that's good," while pulling out his cell phone. And I still think everything is just dandy. And
maybe I can get a better view of the action from up above.
You know what? I think this other part is really stupid because she's stepping on all the worst parts of the stairs. She should really be stepping along the middle where that like middle support beam is, but she's like, "No, let me step in the worst part of this stair that's most likely to break." Anyway, I felt like this, right, early in the night. I was like, fuck yes, I did it. I got one up on my parents, just like Chloe thinks right now, while she's sneaking out at a show. This is exactly how I felt. But that was about to come crashing down very, very quickly. So as I said, my father pulls out his phone. And he proceeds to dial a number. And he says, "Yeah, hey Sal. Sal is the name of my boss. Alan can't work there anymore. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to hire someone else. Good night." And he closes the phone because he still had a flip phone, because flip phones were just on the way out. Yeah. That, my like jaw drops at this point. And he turns and looks to me with the same smile I had seconds before and says, "I stopped in at your job today." Mind you, my father never stopped in at my job once. And I had been working there for about a year at this point. Ever. He stopped there whenever I wasn't working, and he'd go to the bar and stuff like that. Never while I was working had that man ever stopped at my job until today, because of the omnipotence of Hispanic parents. So he looks at the money that I slammed on the table and smiles and thought, wow, my kid thought he was clever for 2 seconds. And he says, "Go upstairs, I'll deal with you in a minute." Which, if you're a Hispanic parent, Hispanic child who's used to ass whoopings, that's never a good thing. That was my that was my face. And we're gonna hit the run button because that's exactly what I wanted to do. That was me running upstairs. And that bottle was a chancleta thrown by my father. But, so I go upstairs, and my immediate thing is, I need to get these fucking clothes off. I smell like cigarette smoke. I need to change. And so I change my clothes, and I change it, and I get into bed. And I honestly, I don't know if this is me repressing what happened immediately after that, but I don't even remember what the conversation was with my father after this. But it was a problem. It was not cool. You do not sneak out in strict like Spanish households. That does not happen, and you do not survive. But I forget what he said or what my punishment was. But it was not cool. And I had a phone that my dad didn't know about. I had a Sidekick 3. This is if I'm dating this anymore, like I still had a MySpace. If this is dating this anymore, then that flip phone that I mentioned earlier does. But yeah, and I just remember texting Chloe, "Shit, dude, I got caught." And she was of no help, but I was still super in like stupid teenage fashion. I woke up the next morning just like this, still super happy that like the night before had happened, because I was like, oh man, I'm so in there. Like this like extreme punishment that I'm probably gonna face, which I still don't remember what it was, because my teenage years is like a blur of punishment. I was punished pretty much perpetually because I was always doing dumb shit like that. Um, but, or not even dumb shit. It was just like stuff that didn't merit being punished, but again, strict Spanish household. Um, but I was still super happy. I was like, I got to go out with this girl who I really like, and whatever. All it's gonna do is like get me in with her even more. Like, she likes me even more now, or like it's gonna get her even closer to liking me, and out of just being her best friend. And long story short, it did for like 5 minutes, and then ultimately didn't. But you know, when you're a teenager, you don't think about like stakes like that, you know? Like, you just think about, I don't know, I guess the immediate stupid payoff. But yeah, it was a fun night, but it was also really, in hindsight, it's really funny that I got caught, but that night I was in so much trouble. It was yeah, it was not a good time once I got home. And yeah, I think that's a huge reason why I like sort of relate to this game, and why I adore this game, and why my best friend still gets text messages from me every time I play this game. I'll randomly text her and be like, dude, I miss you, because I'll be like playing as Chloe Price, and it just reminds me of back then. And this was me in high school, except I won't say what I was doing laying in bed listening to music and staring at my ceiling. I wasn't smoking cigarettes, and it wasn't weed, because those would both get me caught. I did other dumb shit that you should not do, but I don't know, that was just me, like the stupid little insolent shit who just hated everything, who just wanted to go to shows all the time. I was such a fucking stereotype. Like, my MySpace, like my autoplay song on there was like Senses Fail. It was just like so many things, but I don't know, it's like part of the reason why I adore this game so much, because it just brings me back to that, just laying in bed hating the world, and like, I don't know, just there was a certain amount of enjoyment you got out of that, I guess. I don't know, I guess because you were like a more self-aware teenager, which is like really rare, and kind of rare, like you think it's rare, you know, because you're the kid who doesn't fall for all the other bullshit all the other kids are into and whatever. You're not into mainstream music, and you're not one of those mainstream kids. It's just really stupid, especially in hindsight, but as a teenager, you don't know. I don't remember what I'm supposed to be looking at right now. Photo. Oh, that's depressing. But yeah, I just wanted to share that story. My own little Life is Strange experience. Going out and doing things I shouldn't with Chloe. Yeah. It was a fun time. This is a long ass episode. But a few, I guess, sort of other updates and things like that. I'm gonna be revamping my channel soon. It bothers me how like there's like no anti-aliasing in this reflection. I thought it like, look at that. It looks like bad fan art, like they wanted to like pixelate Chloe. So yeah, I'm be revamping my channel, all new graphics, a bunch of new things coming. Where's the firewalk shirt? Oh, I'm playing in collector's mode, so I don't get to use the firewalk shirt. Well, that sucks. All new graphics, logos, a bunch of new stuff coming to the channel, especially for the new year. And I'm gonna try to keep up a steady amount of content. But I also really want to try to make bigger and sort of better. Why did I do that? I want to make bigger and better videos. I have an actual camera now, which I didn't when this channel started, which is why the majority of my stuff is just screen recorded stuff.
I really should get going. Better living through chemistry.
But yeah, so I want to go out and actually shoot things and just make bigger and better videos. So that's really what I'm going to be trying to do moving forward. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for your continued sort of views and support and stuff like that. It's I really appreciate it. And I'll try to do Casual Friday more often. Try to make it a weekly thing. But when you live with other people, getting the apartment to yourself, quiet and stuff like that, it's rare. So, yeah. But I don't know. Do you have any stories like the one that I just told? Let me know in the comments below or on Twitter. We could talk about it. We could reminisce. We could share all of our scarring teenage stories. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. That car was unnecessarily loud. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.